I think it's about time we talk about the return of pain grunts in Doom Eternal. So, of course, in Doom 2016, the Slayer was silent when he got attacked. There was like no noise whatsoever. But in Doom Eternal, we now know that Doom Guy, or the Doom Slayer, is going to be going back to where he was in Doom 1, 2 and 3, and he's going to have pain grunts. So every time he gets hurt by a demon or something else, he's going to make a sound. He's going to be in pain. Now the real question is this really necessary in Doom Eternal? And will it work after Doom 2016 when the Doom Slayer was completely silent? Although I think these sounds necessarily don't have to be here, I do think it's good that they're back, because once again it's another classic call that the developers are doing everything they can to make this game feel as classic as possible. They're trying absolutely everything to make this feel like a classic Doom game, in particular Doom 2, because of all the setting, all the new monsters, all the returning monsters, etc. Pain Grunts is just another part of that really makes me feel like I'm playing a classic game again, because the Doom guy, he's not indestructible, he does get hurt and he can die, so it does make sense for him to, actually feel pain every now and then. Even though he is a demon killing machine, he's not completely indestructible, and the demons can easily kill him one day somewhere down the line. He's not just going to go on forever and survive everything. It is possible for him to die. It's extremely unlikely that a demon's going to come along and kill him, but that is a possibility. He's not going to survive absolutely everything thrown at him. He can be killed by something along the way. So it only makes sense, at least for me, for him to actually feel pain, especially when like these big demons like Barons are actually hitting them with the fireballs, and of course like the Cyber Demon. He's not going to just shake that off. I mean, these creatures are huge, and they're designed to literally kill thousands of people. They're designed to be one of the strongest entities, not only in Hell, but probably the universe as well, especially the Cyber Demon. So, yes, it is going to hurt him, so it does make sense, at least to me. And I do, like I said, I don't think it's necessary to be here in Doom Eternal, but I really am glad that it is here. The next thing to talk about is, will it work after Doom 2016? Kind of, because the problem with Doom 2016 is he didn't make a sound at all. So now, if anything, it might make the Doom Slayer look a little weaker somehow, because now he's actually starting to sort of show that he's feeling pain, as before he used to sort of sit there and sort of soak it all up without saying anything. But now, of course, he's making these sounds of pain, and it might look like, hey, the Doom Slayer is a little bit weaker now. He's actually feeling these attacks that the demon's giving to him. And I mean, the gameplay kind of shows that as well, because his health drops massively compared to what it did in Doom 2016. Apparently the gameplay shown at E3 was actually only one of the middle difficulties, so yeah, it's crazy stuff. But I don't think that's the reason why they added in the pain grunt to the Doom Slayer. I don't think they want him to look weaker. I mean, he's definitely a lot stronger to what he was in Doom 2016. You can see that in just with his armory alone. He's much more faster, deadlier and crazier, so it wouldn't make sense for them to add the pain grunts in now to make him look weaker if he's literally so far been an absolute maniac. But I think it's just purely because they wanted him to look, or wanted the game overall to feel a lot more classic, because that's where the pain grunts were in Doom 1, Doom 2 and of course Doom 3, all had the player making sounds of pain when he got hit. And that's why I feel like Doom Eternal's doing it as another throwback to them classic games. And that's probably the only reason why they're doing it. There's no other secret meanings, unless something has happened to the Doom Slayer in the story for them to implement this, but I doubt it. I mean, I really do like the sound or the idea of bringing back pain grunts, and I think it's a really good idea that hopefully gets executed well when the game comes out. At the minute, I feel like there's a few people talking that don't really like it. I would say it's a bit of a mixed bag, but that's not true, because I think so far the majority of people that I've seen mention it like it. There's a few people that don't understand it, and I feel like they're the sort of people who have not played the classic games and come into Doom 2016 straight away, because they don't understand why Doom Guy, or Doom Slayer I should say, is making pain grunts. I mean, it is weird because he once again didn't make any in Doom 2016, so for now to him suddenly make these sounds, is a little odd. And if you've only played Doom 2016, I can see why this seems very confusing. But it's a good thing, because when they're focusing on little details like this, like the pain grunts, it means they really are trying to get everything they can to make this campaign perfect. And I think the pain grunts is a perfect indication of how far they're taking this. I don't think anyone even asked for pain grunts to be back in Doom Eternal, but here they are, and it's great. I mean, I said the majority of people absolutely love it, and I can say I'm with them people. I think it's a great thing. At the minute, if I say there's any improvements, I'm not sure if it exactly sounded like the Doomslayer. I've had a lot of people say this as well. I mean, sometimes he says like oof and all that kind of thing, and it does not sound like the ultimate badass, I guess you would say he is exactly. I mean, that's just my opinion. I mean, I feel like it could be a bit more Doomslayer. It's just hard to explain. A bit more like maybe deep, or I don't know, something that makes you go, yeah, that's the Doomslayer. Because at the minute, it doesn't sound like a regular person or nothing like that. But I would say it's quite Doomslayer material yet. I mean, once again, I could be alone on this, but that's just what I've got to say. So anyway, what do you think of this? Do you think the pain grunts are great? Do you think the Doomslayer now making these pain sounds is a good thing? Or do you feel like it's a little bit too late after the events of Doom 2016? Because once again, it will be a bit weird after him being silent in Doom 2016 to him being this vocal when he's hurt in Doom Eternal. It is a little bit strange, but I think they can make it work. So anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.